What is good, internet? It is Spirit of Paradox here, and welcome back to another video. And today we are continuing the story of Ultimate Spider-Man, the Ultimate Venom Saga, issue 35. And I've got to say, this Ultimate Venom symbiote has gone through a lot of changes and is actually one of the few survivors of the old Ultimate Universe. This symbiote is currently with the maker right now, and it's gone through a lot of changes. But enough of all of that. If you guys are fans of the Ultimate Universe, this is the channel you want to be on. I upload content surrounding the Ultimate Universe, and I'm also covering Ultimate Invasion. We do breakdowns, theories, and all that kind of stuff. And I've also got some MCU videos on the way as well, because I haven't really been speaking about that, so I've got that on the way later. But with all further ado, let's start issue 35 of Ultimate Spider-Man. We begin with a famous woman walking into a limousine, getting loads of applause from people. But when she walks in, she's greeted with well-armed guards who've got loads of people in there at gunpoint. They lock the limousine and they drive off. One of the well-armed guards knocks somebody out and tries to make a ransom to this woman, and he says, her last album sold 12 million in the world market. Have no idea why, but it did. I think you'll find our demands to be quite fair, all considered. You hear that? Our ransom demands have been emailed directly to you. My advice to you, comply in a prompt and courteous manner. But before the guy can continue, we see Spider-Man, and he sees what's going on. And then he swings towards the limo, gets on top of it, and then he rips the top of it off completely. Spider-Man, with the power of the ultimate symbiote at his disposal, he says, "Whoa, a limo. Is it a prom season already? Prom season? No? Limo? Nothing? Yeesh, tough limo." And then he punches a guy's head out the window. In the heat of the moment, one of the armed thugs shoots Spider-Man in the shoulder, and Spider-Man has a brief moment of pain, and then we see the ultimate symbiote starts to re-heal itself, and Spider-Man's even surprised. Jeez. Wow, huh? I'm glad you saw that too, because I don't think anybody would have believed me. And then we see Spider-Man shoot webbing or symbiote webbing out of his fingertips. The symbiote webbing hits the guy's gun, disarming him, and everybody in the limo is just shocked. One of the guards opens the door by an accident as he says, "Oh no, oh no." Spider-Man zips another guy in the chest with the webbing and gets him caught on the side of the car. And he says, "You guys settle down back there, or I'm going to pull this car right over." Hey lady, which one's the gas and which one's the brake? You might find this funny, but I don't even have a learner's permit. As Spider-Man tries to drive the limo, he says, "Whoa, found the gas. I can figure out the other. Unconscious guy on the floor, could you move please?" As Spider-Man is trying to drive the car, the lady is screaming, so he symbiote webs her mouth up and he says, "Sorry, I have a little headache from you already," as he continues to drive. And when we see a bus in the middle of the road, and Spider-Man has to hit the brake, and he says, "Oh my god." He hits the brake with the guy's face. Spider-Man pushes down on the brakes as hard as he can, and then we see a massive eerie sound coming from the limo. And then he does a little turn with it, and luckily, he manages to stop the limousine from hitting the bus, while all of the teenagers on there look shocked. Spider-Man gets out the limo and helps the famous lady out and says "Mom," and helps her out. They both have a little moment of eye-to-eye contact as she still has symbiote webbing over her mouth. And Spider-Man jumps into the air and says, "Just for the record everyone, we're just friends." As we see a police officer pull up with a gun, he says, "Hands in the air, freak." Oh, come on, man. I so rocked it this time. I mean it. Put your hands in the air right now. Spider-Man leaps into the air and says, "You mean like this?" and shocks the police officer and then swings away. Spider-Man has an internal narration and he says, "Well, this is more like it. This me likey. This suit, this biosuit thingy or whatever it is, my dad invented is, oh my god, it's amazing." First I was just thrilled to have it because my old tights kept ripping, and eventually they would have ripped in a totally inappropriate place, and I would have ended up on the news with my bits and pieces tiled out like one of those bimbalets on the Howard Stern show. But now, I could take a bullet. Holy crap. I couldn't believe it. I took it. A bullet. Plus I'm stronger, faster. I don't even need web shooters anymore. I just think, and my webs appear. This is too much. My dad was a genius. A genius. I knew it. I knew he was. And in this suit, it feels like I could feel him. I can't, it's hard to explain, but I feel like he's really with me. Do you know how freaking expensive web fluid was? Oh my god. I mean, the law of advantages said I had full base awkward into a happy accident eventually. I know I should be home testing this against my dad's notes, but I just feel too good. I feel like $1,000,000. What I need is and as he, in the middle of his narration, we see a high-speed chase on the road. In the next page we see all of these police vehicles round up around Ultimate Shocker. And one of the police officers says, "Easy, easy." And Shocker's like, "You take it easy, piglet. Tell your buddy of yours to stop staring at me like that. Back off. Hey you, back off." Okay, okay. In a fit of rage, Shocker shouts, "I'm not joking," and then he blasts the police officers with his shockers and says, "Now step the F off, I'm not joking." And then we see Spider-Man come down and says, "Well, that's good to hear, 'cause I was going to say, it wasn't that funny. Hey, I know you." "Oh no, you again?" And then we see Shocker shock Spider-Man with his blasters. And then we see this little fuzz go around his suit. And then he says, "That was, well, that was actually quite relaxing. Thanks." And then Shocker says, "Oh no." And Spider-Man runs up to him and kicks him in the face and says, "You know, as a total shamsels go, I give you some credit for sticking with your goofball vibrator shtick, even after I spanked you around the last time." Shocker goes flying into the side of a police car and then goes unconscious. And Spider-Man says, "Not a lot of credit, but some, you know. Is everyone in one piece? Is everyone okay?" And then Spider-Man gets a really awkward silence and says, "Yes, no, maybe, sort of." And then he just decides to swing away and says, "Alrighty then." Wow. Well, you saw it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Either we have another Spider-Man copycat running around the city, or the original is back with a new look and bold attitude. Either way, the gathered crowd here at First National loves him. In the next page we see a man running away from a robbery scene, and he shouts, "I told you to not move," and then he shoots his gun in the store as people scream. Spider-Man sees the scene as someone says, "Oh Papa, Papa, why, as they're holding their dead father in their hands. Spider-Man observes as he sees one of the civilians pointing and saying, "The guy ran that way, do something." And Spider-Man sees him running and then goes after him. Spider-Man takes to the air and chases after this thug, and the thug sees that he's after him and shouts, "Oh man, oh man," and then runs into an alleyway and into a building, and Spider-Man follows him. And this scene pays homage to the Sam Raimi movie, because this is pretty much a one-to-one, except Spider-Man has the ultimate Venom symbiote. The thug tries to hide from Spider-Man as best as he can, but Spider-Man manages to find him as he shouts, "Murderer!" and the thug tries to shoot Spider-Man. Spider-Man dodges the bullets and then disarms the thug, and then grabs him and shouts, "Mister, there is nowhere on earth you'll be able to hide from." And then Spider-Man looks at him, and then he realizes he's the man who killed Uncle Ben, and in a fit of rage he says, You killed my Uncle Ben." And the thug shouts, "Dude, I swear to God, I known that it was your uncle." And then Spider-Man gets angry. In Spider-Man's intense emotion, the ultimate Venom symbiote goes feral and venomized, and we see him grow a tongue. As he holds the guy by the neck, the Venom symbiote says,
"You don't deserve to live. You don't deserve your life. You killed my Uncle Ben. I want to hear you scream. I want your blood."
For someone who smokes weed on a regular basis, that hurt my throat, so I'm never doing that again. I hope you enjoyed my ultimate Venom impersonation. As all of this was going down, the thug was begging for his life, and then Peter realizes he's going too far with the symbiote, and we have this brief moment of where he chucks the thug aside and tries to get rid of the symbiote himself. And just like the quote from the famous video game, Peter shouts and says, "What's happening to me? Get this off me!" If you don't remember that, that's in the beginning of Ultimate Spider-Man. And he shouts, "No! Stop it! Get it off!" As the symbiote goes crazy and tries to wrap itself around him, he shouts, "Oh my God! What have I done?" And he tries to get away from the scene. In the internal narration Peter has, he says, "I can't control myself. I almost killed that guy. This thing is trying to, it's all over me. What is it I got to do to get it off me? My head. Uncle Ben, I can't control this. Somebody." In the next page, Peter's life flashes before his eyes as he's screaming in his narration, and he says, "Can't get it off. I can't stop this. Won't let me go. I can't. Dad, I should have never have come near it. I should have never have touched it. Get it off me. Off me. It's feeding on me. It's eating me alive. What have I done, Father? It's going to kill me. Off me. Off me. Off me." In Spider-Man's struggle of getting the symbiote off of him, he doesn't know where he's going, and then jumps off of a building into 3 power cables. And when he gets into contact with it, him and the symbiote go up in a ball of fire, due to the electricity being a weakness to the symbiote. And in this fireball, it sends Peter flying across a cemetery. And after the traumatic event, Peter Parker lands in front of his parents' gravesite, naked, with purple steam coming off of his body. And this, people, is where issue 35 of Ultimate Spider-Man concludes. Man, they don't call Ultimate Spider-Man a classic for no reason, people. This issue was straight fire. There was so much homages to the original and to Sam Raimi's Spider-Man, and just overall a good issue, man. And we got to see Ultimate Spider-Man wielding the Ultimate Venom symbiote. Even though it was for a very short time in the Ultimate Universe, yeah, it was a very brief moment, but it was a very good moment at that. But I have got to say, people, this is damn near a perfect issue in my opinion. So if you have not read Ultimate Spider-Man issue 35, I would highly recommend go getting it, and the Venom Saga in general. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Do you like this issue? Do you not? You know what to do in the comments below. I've got some other videos coming soon. I want to talk about some other things that are Marvel related. I'm going to be talking about the MCU and the situation with Hollywood and so on, because I've been talking 100% on the Ultimate Universe. I do want to talk about some other things that have been going on surrounding the company that I love. So that'll be coming sometime next week. And we just got a week and a half until issue number 2 of Ultimate Invasion. So stay tuned for that and some other videos this week. But thank you very much for all of your continued support, guys. We're nearly at 1,000 subscribers. Thank you so much for all of the love that I've been getting, and we've got some more content on the way. So don't forget to make sure you drop a like and subscribe if you are new to the channel. We've got plenty more coming in the future. Take care.